All right, what's up, everybody? This is an impact interview. Often I have Wally Elibiary on our Tuesday 10X. He's been on the Friday Mastermind. I actually don't even know how many times I've interviewed Wally. It's been like countless times. Paul, if you could at some point share how many times I've interviewed Wally. I think we have a Wally playlist, so it's exciting to have you here. And the focus today is how top loan officers are generating incremental loans in this market. So to be an incremental loan, it has to be loans that you're not capturing right now. So how are you getting more loans from your database? How are you getting more loans by improving your conversion? We're going to talk about that today. So Wally, how you doing, brother?
Doing great, man. I appreciate you having me on. Yeah, let's take the over and under. What do you think? You think I'd probably say definitely less than 100. You think
Yeah,
less than
less than
50?
100. That's an easy bet, bro.
All right. What do you think? I mean, it's more than 20.
It's more than 20. I'm going to guess 37.
Okay.
What do a number, not over or under. You got to pick a number and
I gotta
please.
pick. Well, I'm just gonna pick 38 then. If that.
Oh,
No,
no,
it's
you can
not.
do that. I went first. That's how you play the
Yeah,
game.
that's how you play the game.
That's how you play the game. So, all right. Well, we'll see what the number is. And if I have,
I bet you're gonna be closer because I think it was like when I was building the whole client concierge system, the whole post closing thing, I kind of disappeared a little bit. But I'm back. So, but yeah, your number is probably to be closer.
yeah. Well, first of all, super honor having you on here. Honored to have written the foreword of your book, The 24-Hour Mindset. It's an incredible book. Everyone, check it out. Or excuse me, The 24/7 Mindset. So check it out. It's written by one of the nation's all-time great mortgage professionals. If there was a Hall of Fame, and someday I might start the Mortgage Hall of Fame, Wally would be inducted into that Hall of Fame. How are you doing in the market right now? What kind of production are you doing? Like, just give us some highlights.
Dude, it's been such a blessing, man. Yeah, so the like this month, let's just take it like current present time. With the text I sent you the other day, we're doing 15 million this month as a team, 32 fundings. But I've got some goodies. I want to share how we got to 15 million so quickly. And our business has been like turbocharged, but we'll get into the how of it. The team's been rebuilt. I think you've seen the social media posts. It's like, Team Wally 1.0 was previous. Now it's 2.0. The biggest difference between 1.0 and 2.0 was that 1.0 focused on realtors. And then we got to database, then we got to wealth partners. But Team Wally 2.0 is laser focused on database, post closing. Then we'll get to wealth partners. Then we'll get with realtors. The goal of this is right now we're about almost 41%. 41% of every loan of all our loans that we close and fund come from our database, even in this market today. So it's been super cool to see that consistency as a loan officer. You walk in the office and 4 out of 10 loans that you're doing on a monthly basis comes from your past clients. And that's what I've been focused on, like super mile deep and inch wide.
All right. So just to get off my mind, and I don't think Paul is joking, but he just shared in chat that I have interviewed you since 2016, 38 times. So I'm gonna have to.
Yes.
I don't know how I'm gonna reward you for such a great pick, but that's hilarious.
Dude, how cool is that? Oh my God. Paul,
That is,
Paul, whenever I see you next, I'm gonna give you a huge hug. That was awesome.
the wine is on me next time, brother.
I love
Uh,
it. I
all
love
right.
it.
Although that could be expensive. If anybody follows him on social media, he drinks pretty good wine. All right. So, when NAR was announced, within 24 hours of that announcement, it became really clear to me that if being a mortgage coach, being someone who delivers advice with price, and if that was a stock in the stock market, your stock just went up. Like your ability to help a realtor communicate their value when they refer a mortgage coach and they show them a rip versus own and they show them cost to move up, like your stock went up. How much do you think your stock went up if you were a mortgage coach when that was announced?
I mean, 300%. When the biggest thing that if you're a regular loan officer, so we call it the one lane loan officer. You go to realtors, 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 realtors. Now, when you build the 6 lane highway of loan officers that you do business with CPAs, financial advisors, family will attorneys, insurance agents, realtors, then you have your database. You get so many referrals sent to you in referral partners. That's what these realtors need right now. These realtors need to get in relationship with a CPA. These new realtors need to get in a relationship with a financial advisor, a family will attorney, insurance agent, so they can build a networking group and refer business back and forth. What we've done the last 90 days is we built like this moat, this cocoon around our real estate agents, holding them, but also getting them in touch with a CPA, a financial advisor, a family will attorney, helping our realtors. Now we're doing annual real estate review with our realtors, calling their database, scheduling annual real estate reviews on their calendar. Then when they schedule on their calendar, they're referring those CPAs to their past clients or financial advisors to their past clients. And now they're able to build that networking group and referrals back and forth. It's just been, I mean, when I say 300%, it's super cool here in, month of April of 2024, and rates are still in the 7% range. We're doing the same volume of 15 million in a month that we were doing when rates were at 2 to 3%, and rates now are at 7%. That's the power of that multiplier.
Yeah, and I recently interviewed James Allen, who's closing 38 loans this month in the Boston, marketplace. And I think it was in prep. I asked him, why did you become a mortgage coach? And he goes, so that I can sell more than loans and I can sell net worth. And
Mhm.
so to execute on that highway strategy that Wally just shared, like you need to go beyond just, hey, here's your rate, here's your payment, here's your cash flows. You need to show what are the options and how does that impact your net worth over time? And that's going to be, by the way, a very important value prop for buyer's agents. Most buyer agents talk about like, oh, I'm a local market expert. I'm great at negotiation skills. By the way, every single buyer agent that's trying to get their agreement signed and try to negotiate their comp is going to be saying that. They're going to say it different ways. They're going to say it with different levels of confidence and clarity. But if you really want to win with realtors in this marketplace going forward, be a loan officer that can show the net worth over 3 years, 5 years, and show how to help families achieve financial freedom with real estate. Well, one more question before we get into specific incremental loan strategies. What about a loan officer that's as serious about their database as you are? You attack your database. You put priority around your database. I think the first time I interviewed you, it was all about like, hey, I have been neglecting my database. I'm going to make it a focus. And what do you think the data-driven mortgage advisors stock went up? Like if you're working your database, if you were a stock, how much did the stock go up?
Yeah, I mean, last month alone, in the month of March 2024, we had a record month. We gave out 147 referrals. Gave out 147 referrals. So when you've built a system, you've built a business that generates income for all your referral partners around you, from your CPAs, your financial advisors, your family will attorneys, your insurance agents, and obviously clearly your realtors. We're giving out 147 referrals on a month last month. The ability to be able to your stock is like beyond through the roof. But then the stability in your business, I love the whole stock analogy, but I like consistency. I like consistent incremental growth, but keep growing forward for it. But I mean, I'd say this, the biggest, most important thing is if you can learn two things. One, as a loan officer, how to serve your past clients. So we call it mortgage lending with a servant's heart. Mortgage lending with a servant's heart. Dave said that I attack. I'm super like purposeful and driven and focused, and I've got a system and I've got a model and I've got technologies around my database, but I laser focus on serving them. Like, for example, we're talking to a client the other day and found out that he's preparing for his daughter's wedding, but he's having difficulty finding a person to do a cake and one for the DJ. So The client concierge teammate just jumped on Google, looked at Google reviews, and had an email to him of the top 5 cake people around and the top 5 DJs around. Like, that has nothing to do with mortgage. But what's super cool is later on that afternoon, he referred us a client that he knows from church and that is buying a $480,000 house. Well, that's a $5,000 commission to a loan officer because the client concierge member went above and beyond to serve. There's so many opportunities we can do to serve our past clients that refer us more clients now that we've got a $480,000 referral to take to a realtor on a pre-approval letter, and then the conversation's completely different. Yes, realtors most likely would make less commissions, but if we can help generate referrals, pre-approved referrals for our realtors, that makes us go from being a vendor in their eyes to a true partner in their eyes, which is our goal.
Great. So let's get into incremental strategies and results. I mean, this conversation was scheduled because you sent me a text a couple of weeks ago. If you could just paraphrase the text and then describe what you're doing to get incremental loans out of your database.
You always use these big words that I'm like, what does incremental mean? But all right, so
Time out. Let's define incremental, because if you're pausing on that, it's loans that you wouldn't have otherwise gotten. It's where you are adding a new piece of technology, or you're adding a new step to your process, and it's pulling more loans out of your database than you would have got before. So that's incremental. Like for anyone listening to this, whatever you're doing has got to you where you're at. But if you implemented something new, new technology, new process, and it generated loans, those are incremental loans. That's what it means.
Yeah. So the text, to paraphrase, was, it was our second month having sales boomerang again. As I rebuilt the team, I think probably about 6 months off from technology and everything else. And it's our second month of having sales boomerang. My text was that in our second month of having sales boomerang, Team Wally 2.0 now is funding 15 million in loans this month. That's 32 fundings and 2.4 million, which is 5 fundings, were triggers from sales boomerang. Sales boomerang is, I mean, it's, let's just say the commissions on that, you get paid 125 basis points. That's $30,000 in commissions. What's super cool about sales boomerang, if you're not using it, I get a 10x ROI. I mean, do that math. My sales boomerang cost me $3,000 a month. And from that $3,000 a month, I just made $30,000 in commissions. That's a 10x ROI. Now, those 3 triggers that we do is simply 3 triggers: credit pulls, listing alerts, and then cash out opportunities. There's a ton more. You figure out whichever ones you want to do. But from those 3, the listing alerts have just been phenomenal. I've got an amazing post-closing process, but people do fall through the cracks. There's sometimes that clients will end up listing their house or whatever the case is, but, and not reach out to us for whatever the reason is. But having those listing alerts, having the credit monitoring, and also the cash out option, this gave me a 10x ROI. And what I wanted to share is, like, what is our model? What is the from the scripting that we're going through, and that's what the text I was saying, Dave, I said, if you're open to it, I'm in the process of really fine tuning the model that we built, and from the handwritten notes that go out to the video text that goes out, to the voice drop that goes out, to the video email that goes out, and the sequence of that in the campaign of that. And so the goal of it was like, hey, how can I bring value to the trust engine community and help loan officers create a plan of how to really serve their database through sales boomerang?
Cool. So what was the GCCs, the gross commissions on the 5 fundings that equaled 2.4 million? What was that again?
It was about $130,000.
So 30,000. All right. And for the most part, I mean, I don't know all the alerts you're getting, but it sounds like the inquiry alerts and the listing alerts are the 2 that are generating the most business. Would you mind for each of them? I mean, if they're both the same process, that just share once, but if there's nuance to the two. And then everyone stay tuned because I'm going to share how even wallet. And by the way, how big is your database? So we know how many data you're monitoring to deliver those results.
28,000.
28,000. All right. Okay, so let's go. Walk us through the sales process, and if there's a script, I'll put you on the spot and do a ring.
You got it. All right. So and I'll walk through the technologies also that we use from that. So when the trigger happens, it's usually, I don't know if everybody's is like this. Our triggers are usually like first thing in the morning once the trigger happens. So once that trigger happens, then I recorded a voice drop for each one of them. So I recorded a different voice drop. We use slide dial. If you're not familiar with slide dial, have you ever picked up your phone and there's a voicemail there, but your phone never rang? That's me embedding a voicemail in your phone. So I've recorded a listing alert slide dial, which is a ringless voice drop, the slide dial for the cash out, and also the credit inquiry. So 3 separate ones there. So an hour later after that voice drop hits, a video text goes out to them. Most times when you do video text, it's usually a link. They've got to click on the link. There's a cool tool out there called Agent Legend, that allows you the video comes through in the body of the text. So you pick up your phone and there's actually a video there. You see it's me. The most likeliness of clicking on it is much higher instead of it being a link. So we use Agent Legend on the second hour for each one of those. And then the third hour, it's a video email that goes out to them explaining them why I'm reaching out, what's the purpose of it. And then it is so that we use the technology there is BombBomb. So it's a sequence that it's 3 touch points. Then the team starts reaching out. So then my loan officer assistant picks up the phone, calls up and follows, hey, did you get Wally's voicemail? Hey, did you get Wally's text? Hey, did you get Wally's email? And then from there, what's was super easy about that, then she's scheduling mortgage efficiency checkup calls on my calendar. So now that she's scheduling appointments directly for me, then I'm picking up the phone and say, hey, Bob, looks like we closed your house June 2019, but you just listed your house for sale. Kind of walk me through, what are you trying to accomplish? And would you like to take part of our Team Wally loyalty rewards program? Well, what's your rewards program? Then you go into the benefits. And if you want to give a lender credit, feel free to give a lender credit. We're giving a lender credit. We've even coined it kind of a goofy, since I've got kind of a goofy name, and Wally, we call it Wally Bucks. And then we send them a handwritten note at the end of every single day that the trigger goes out to them, with a handwritten note and then Wally Bucks for them to cash in on for the sake of us doing the mortgage again. So for some reason, if they listed their house or they had a mortgage inquiry credit report and we did not know about it out of 28,000 households, there was some reason they didn't reach out to us. So creating a sequence like that just in the last 60 days produced 5 fundings that generate over $30,000 in commissions.
Wow, that's extraordinary. Put questions down below. Wally and I are going to keep this conversation going. Here at Trust Engine, we are very serious. We are dedicated to turning loan officers into data-driven mortgage coaches who, by the way, not only will they get incremental loans out of their database, both from the data signals that we're providing, but also from the customer experience that we're delivering with a mortgage coach. But also, we're doing a lot of training. I've actually created a playlist called Getting Ahead of the NAR Settlement, where these data-driven mortgage coaches are going to realtors and turning realtors into real estate advisors. And in a lot of cases, we're having success with our clients that are actually getting the realtors to give them the database. They're getting financial advisors to give them the database so that they can get more business out of that than they are. So, and I know that's a practice that you do. So I do want to cover that. I do want to show a few things, Wally, because there's a new app that we've rolled out that you're not familiar with yet. But by the way, everyone, just so everyone knows, to have the product we have called Sales Boomerang, we need to have at least 10,000 records. So in order to engage with us, that's what we need. You can go to our website, you can schedule a demo, and the minimum data that we need to do the magic is 10,000. I'm going to show you. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So if that number scares anyone, please, please, please do not let that scare you. And what I mean by that is I have 28,000 clients in my Jungo, in my MortgageCoach, HomeBot, Sales Boomerang, all the technologies. But only 4,000 of those clients were actually my past clients. The other 24,000 were my CPAs, financial advisors, family will attorneys, insurance agents, and my realtors databases. So it's super easy to be able to adopt a database when you can provide a tool like this with Sales Boomerang, and then you're having the conversation with the CPA. Hey, Mr. CPA, wouldn't it be beneficial to you that one of your past clients is listing their house for sale? Like, no, why would I care? Because you can take that same referral and refer it to a realtor and a loan officer, and then you can earn referrals back to your CPA practice from their book of business. It's just teaching them how to utilize that database. So don't let the 10,000 scare you. If with easy focus, you can get to that really quickly.
And after I show what I'm going to show, I'm going to have you do a script on that. So let's do
Sure.
that in a minute. So a concept that I want everybody to get your mind around is that in this new era of lending, going forward from 2024 on, you need to go beyond speed to lead. Speed to lead has been enough to win, but in this era of being a data-driven advisor, speed to need. How can you get to the need of the consumer, even predict the need of the consumer, and deliver a presentation that is a complete wow? So first of all, for all the loan officers on this and all the lenders that you're not monitoring your database with at least Sales Boomerang, your database looks like this. So you can't play the speed to need game. And people like Wally are playing the speed to need game. Wally has triggers. This is what Sales Boomerang does. I don't know if you have all these turned on, but there's an inquiry alert, there's an equity alert, there's a credit alert, or excuse me, credit alert, listing alert, rate alerts, improved credit alerts. And there's other types of alerts that you can pull out. And Wally, it sounds like for this conversation, these are the two that are pulling those out, right?
Yeah, it's listing, credit, and then equity.
Okay, cool. So, and you can hear he's getting an incremental, at least an incremental 5 loans. Plus, he's got a value prop that he's taking to realtors, he's taking to financial advisors, and he's recruiting their database off that value prop. Now, Wally, this is going to be a little bit of a heads up to you. Like, how can you go beyond that? Because most loan officers that are watching this, they're not using their CRM and they're not calling on their alerts. So that's, one, if you don't make the calls, you don't get the incremental loans. Wally's got systems and strategies to do that. Another challenge and another opportunity to get even more business, Wally, we could talk about this offline, is all these alerts are kind of in the market. Like when you get that inquiry alert, you're not the only loan officer calling, and that person's cheating on you. And even the listing alert, how nice would it have been to get the heads up before they listed the home? Where can we anticipate that? So guys, we have a borrower intelligence platform. Now we need 150,000 records in order to make this work because it's real data science. And like an example of a story, our CEO, Rich Harris, I interviewed him. It's in our YouTube channel. And he tells a story that when he ran the cloud for Oracle, he built a company, sold it to Oracle, became head of the cloud. But the Oracle Data Cloud team was doing a job for Toyota, and they were launching a pickup truck, and they used data to figure out, what are the data segments that of the people that we'd want to market to, who would be most likely to buy pickup trucks. And there were other data signals, but beef jerky was kind of the alpha signal. So they're like, oh, few data signals plus beef jerky, boom, that's how they did it. Well, one of the things we're doing here at Trust Engine to be predictive is we're figuring out what is that beef jerky for ready to move up? What is that beef jerky ready to move down? What is that beef jerky? Oh, there's a first-time home buyer in this house. So that, and by the way, guys, these are all reasons to call your database and get there ahead of time. And then here's the other thing, guys, is with a borrower intelligence platform, the minute we see this signal, the machine is sending an email. It's not a journey. that's just going to start messaging that client. It's just a burst. Might be 2 days, might be 5 days. And so at the same time, we identify that signal. And I also want you guys to think of these as all reasons, the best reasons to call your database, the best reasons to engage your database. That email goes out. And at the same time that that email goes out, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and then I'm going to start sharing our new app. By the way, Wally, I think I've shown that to you before, right? Like you've seen some of those data signals.
Yeah, you have. Where my mind, you've kind of lost me a little bit. Where my mind goes to, okay, I've got 28,000. I want what you just shared, but how do I get another, what is that, 122,000 more in my database so I can reach a minimum of 150? That's where my mind went to.
Well, we could talk about that offline, but there is more. And by the way, guys, we're finding, because again, we're a data-driven company, that about 1 to 1.25% of your database we're alerting on. So about 1 to 1.25% of your database we're alerting on. But here's the new app that we rolled out, because we know loan officers aren't logging into their CRM. So welcome the Trust Engine app. And I have a feeling, Wally, after you see this, you're gonna figure out, ooh, hang on. I tried to adjust the size. That did not do what I wanted it to do. Hang on. There we go. All right. So what we've done is we have an app. A loan officer logs into it one time. And now it's going to sort them based off of priority. I could click on date. I'm not going to click on date, but I could by date. And whenever a new alert comes in, the loan officer will power the app. The loan officer does it. I click on that alert, and feel free to give me your thoughts as you see this, Wally. Notice that there's a click to email, click to text, click to call. There's some sales leadership around the strategy. There's some recommendations on next steps. There's some scripting. There's an integration and link to MortgageCoach. If the consumer clicked on that needs-based, data-driven message, we would know how many times they opened it. By the way, it would also go up in priority. Like, we're showing you your hottest leads, and we're showing the ones that are most engaged. We're collecting both your data plus credit data, life event data. We're, whatever data we have on that mortgage, it's all right here. Opportunity, anything relating to the opportunity at hand, contact information. And then we're telling you exactly, like all in the mobile, exactly what to do, how to do it. And then, of course, a lot of loan officers, they don't take action on this because they don't know what to say. Boom. What to say if you call, what to say if you text, what to say if you email. It's as simple as copy, hit the copy button right here. Boom. Text, hit the text button up top, and boom. So the ultimate speed to need app. Wally, what do you think of the app and the design and the functionality?
I only have one question. Where, I guess two questions. Where and how soon can I sign up? What's brilliant about that is you can get that in your team's hands. If you're a solo loan officer, you can get that in your hand. It does not take a PhD. It's not super complicated. It's really easy. I love all the colors. But then it's really easy to use. Like literally or I think there's call reluctance from a loan officer is they don't have call confidence. If they don't have call confidence, it's usually because they don't know what to say, when to say, how to say it. You've taken out completely anything and anything, any doubt of saying the wrong thing to the wrong person at the wrong time. And then you've instilled confidence that is going to make them so much more successful.
Right on. So if you are watching this and you want to either one, remember you need to have at least 10,000 records for Sales Boomerang, or you need to have 150,000 for the Borrower Intelligence platform. Just I'm gonna pull up my screen because I know there's gonna be a lot of questions. I always get a lot of calls after I do things like this. You could go to our website, trustengine.com. At the upper right-hand corner, there's a demo. If you want to look at these products a little more, here's a link to the Borrower Intelligence platform. and you can kind of drill down and self-educate, see some testimonials, see what it does, how it does it. If you want to learn more about Sales Boomerang, you can click here. And remember, guys, we are all about incremental loans, and not only incremental loans above the funnel, but we want to make sure that every time you talk to a customer, you're driving a conversion. And we also want to turn you into a conversion partner for your real estate partners. I think with this NAR settlement, Wally, tell me what your thoughts, that realtors don't need loan officers. Yeah, it's important that you close the line on time with the least amount of drama, that the borrower likes you, and that I like you. But guys, those are table stakes. I think it's going to become more important to buyers agents. Help me get my buyer agreement signed and help me get it at the maximum commission. So how are you delivering? How are you articulating value at the point of sale? And so I think being that mortgage coach loan officer is going to be more important than ever to agents. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, two things come to mind. Exactly what to say. Your interview with Phil was also absolutely awesome. I've watched it 4 times,
The most
and
recent one? The most recent one?
yeah, last week or 2 weeks ago or a month or so ago, something like that.
Yeah, I'll put a link down below. Anybody watching this, it was one of the most watched
Yeah,
interviews of the year, maybe the most watched.
yeah, the dude's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But what's so brilliant about his message, exactly what to say, it's just so simple. There is no big words. There is no, you don't have to ask what incremental means in any of his language. And it was so we've been doing here in Dallas exactly what to say coaching classes on a weekly basis. So the NAR settlement is we're bringing realtors in the office. We're exactly what to say certified, and we're teaching them exactly what to say language when it comes to NAR settlements, and then the negotiating their contract, negotiating their commissions, and how to really maximize that. Then we've surrounded that. So once we get them in the office for the sake of that coaching group and that masterclass, then from there we're talking about, hey, let's just say realistically, how much less business or how much less income do you think you'll make next year in 2025? If it's 25% less, if it's 50% less, whatever the number is, what if I was the vehicle as a loan officer that instead of you taking a 50% pay cut in 2025, what if I was the vehicle that helped give you that a 50% pay increase in 2025? Then we're bringing up their database, adopting their database, putting their database into Sales Boomerang, putting their database into HomeBot, putting their database into our BombBomb program, then also walking them through about our 6-lane highway and how do we refer them to CPAs, financial advisors, family will attorneys, insurance agents, and they receive referrals back. Then our client appreciation wealth team program on a yearly basis. There's so much more with loan officer if we just simply think outside the box and we understand how to frame it to an agent that we can be really beneficial to them in 2025 when this really hits.
So guys, I'm going to put a link to this interview with Phil Jones. I think, what is it, 46 minutes, exactly what to say and how to say it in 2024. We'll put that down below. Also, I want to remind everybody that, Deborah Bird and Todd Bookspan put on an exactly what to say workshop. I think Wally has attended that. We'll put a link down below so that I think it might be sold out, the next one. But that is a community within the community. Here at Trust Engine, we believe that loan officers who are going to thrive in the future are going to use our Trust Engine platform, whether it's the Sales Boomerang platform, whether it's the Trust Engine Borrower Intelligence platform, which, by the way, it includes MortgageCoach. So for any sweet executives on this call, if you have the Borrower Intelligence platform for your sales force, you not only have us, speed to need, monitoring your database, but all your loan officers have MortgageCoach. Like MortgageCoach is built in to that. But we also think they know what to say. They know exactly what to say. So really lean into everything Wally said. So Wally, I know we're almost out of time, and thank you for always making time to give back to this community. But would you be willing to do another call where we just focus on how to recruit databases, like how you're using Trust Engine, MortgageCoach, home bought, because I know that's a big part of your value prop, and literally maybe even invite a realtor that
Okay.
it's giving you a database. And so it's
Yeah.
almost like I've got you, I've got an agent,
Mhm.
and and by the way, it'd be great to like frame this around how to win in
Yeah.
this number settlement era where you're showing up as a data-driven mortgage coach, you're talking to a realtor, we got a realtor, and you're showing how to build database, how to adopt databases. Is that something you'd be game with?
1,000%. Two things. One, I want to make sure I don't get in trouble again for being late to that one mortgage coach show you grounded me from. So I'm sorry about that.
I
Number
grounded you from nothing.
Number two is, yeah, I can't wait. I think that'd be super cool. And I can already think about what realtor I want to bring on. A new realtor just joined us that came, and that this is perfect because they came to our exactly what to say masterclass. They allowed us to adopt their database. And then we just started calling and scheduling annual real estate reviews for them actually Tuesday, and today's Thursday. And then yesterday, our second day, they got one of their past clients. It was a $570,000 new purchase. That was a divorce situation, and they would have never known about it, and they would have gone with someone else, but they're in their past database. And then now, my mortgage team, the system we built here, it got a 500. That's a $15,000 commission right back to them.
Beautiful. And that's the other thing I want to call out with the Borrower Intelligence platform. I mean, we're not just predicting on alerts that are in the past in a red ocean. We're predicting who's most likely to move up, move down, where's a first-time home buyer. And what are all those? Those are referrals that you can bring back to realtors so that you're even more valuable. So stay tuned on that. So I can't emphasize enough, guys, get the 24/7 mindset. It's an incredible book. I wrote the foreword for it. Wally does a great job. It's very strategic and it's also very tactical. Wally, any other closing thoughts before we wrap it up here in this last minute or two?
It's not really necessarily a healthy thought, but I think you get any kind of level of success, you got to be competitive. Paul said that you've interviewed me 38 times. I'm just curious who the number one is and how many interviews have
It's
they
Jeremy.
had?
It's Jeremy, and it's
Yeah,
over
I
a
was
hundred.
gonna guess. I was gonna
It's
guess
over
that
a
way.
hundred. It's like 106 or seven times.
Are you serious? Oh
It's
my
yeah,
God.
yeah. It's. But I've been interviewing Jeremy, a long, long time. So yeah, you are not number one, bro. But you're on the
No,
way, man. You're on the way.
I'm probably like number 30.
No, you're
But
number 30, dude. Actually, Paul, let's make that a little side job and figure out like who are the top 10 most interviewed mortgage coaches.
oh, the ego is a funny thing. No, I just Jeremy's such an awesome guy. I think I was super lucky to get a chance to meet him for the first time. Actually, I think it was 2 years ago in Vegas with you. This absolutely hilarious guy. Hopefully, I'll get to play golf, a game of golf with him one day.
Yeah, no, I hope we all three get to play a game of golf together. We'll have to make that happen. All right, guys. So my closing thought on this is it's never been more important that real estate agents go from being realtors to real estate advisors. They need to start not only talking about what a great local expert they are, but how they help families achieve home ownership, accelerate wealth, and achieve financial freedom. And to do that, they need to be working with a mortgage coach. So now is the time to go meet with all your realtors, be masterminding them, say, hey, I want to help you win now that you're going to need to be negotiating your buyer agreement. Show me what you're saying. Let me show you what I'm doing. Let's come together and create a process. And guys, if you do that and you do it right, you're going to get their database, you're going to get their business, and this could be the best thing that ever happened to you as a mortgage advisor. So Wally, can't wait till the next one, brother. Give me a fist bump.
Boom.
And and if you guys are not following the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel, follow it today. If you have not, if you're watching this and you're not a mortgage coach, we recently did a significant upgrade. You can get signed up for that if you're an individual loan officer. There's a place to sign up on our website. If you are a leader or a manager and you want to look at Mortgage Coach or the Trust Engine platform, the Trust Engine Borrower Intelligence platform, get a demo. We look forward to having you guys on the team. Take care, everybody. This is a wrap.
Yes. Bye.